Hey guys, I'm doing some modifications, installing the REV A components. Figured to make a little quick video because why not, right? So, remove the little sticky thingy that keeps the wires from hitting the rails. Remove the components that are attached to the X carriage. These are the 12mm M3 screws. And yes, I will be putting together a video of assembling one of these from scratch. Have all the components already done. I just haven't had the time to actually build it. That's the inductive sensor. So the new way of attaching the sensor, hi cat, is screw the sucker in. These threads are tight enough to actually keep it in place without moving around too much. The original design had the set screw in it. And I found that the sensor is not actually rigid enough to be set screwable, so it ended up deforming the sensor, which is not good. And I want to apologize for the lighting here because I don't have any lighting except for the thing that's set up there. So this is the lighting you get for now. Good. All right. Disconnect all the things. So the wire harness that comes up here is the inductive sensor, the two hot ends, the two thermistors, which I labeled with a Sharpie, the two fans in blue, and then the brown wire is the end stop. The Cat 5 cables are super nice because they provide really good wires for really cheap that you can use in this project, and the whole thing is wrapped in nylon wrapping. I want to actually use a bigger size of the nylon wrapping in the next printer, because that's why I didn't actually put this in the BOM yet, because I want to get a little more rigidity out of it. Right now the only thing to get it from drooping like this is to either tie these two together, which I don't really want to do, or put a couple of pieces of PLA filament in here, which I also don't want to do because that's hacky. But we're done with this now. All right. Unseat these, drop this in here, depress the little guys, and pull the tubing out. And clip the filament off. All right, I fixed the lighting because it was driving me insane. All right, so in order to remove this little bad boy, we need to dislodge this from here, lift it up, and then slide this whole assembly off of here. These little guys, the ball mounts, are awesome for getting into these screws here. We're going to loosen the two longest screws in the whole printer, which are the M3 42mm ones. This does two things. It lets go of these, it lets go of this, and it also lets go of the belts. which we can actually just pull out now. It's totally stable. What are you talking about? Alright, that one is out. Let's get this one out. And it's out. Yeah. Alright. Might need to relube these, but it's fine. Get this version 0.9 out of here. This is the old assembly. Alright. Let's get these rails off. Loosen the side screws. So nice. So nice that you sometimes can't work on it because it keeps moving around. Do not attach the tripod to the workbench because it keeps moving around. It's inside sausage making stuff over here, guys. Actually, you know what? I don't need to loosen this side. Do I? Yes, I do. How's it going? For anybody who is actually curious, the hand is feeling better. I no longer have a splint on it, and the tendons are actually still attached, which is amazing. Alright. Slide, slide. Slide up. And slide off. Just park that here. Now let's get this reassembled somewhere better suited for it. Alright. Let's take the end stop off the old carriage end. These are the tiny end stop that I'm using because, well, they fit versus not. And they're actually nicely attached via tiny little plastic screws. Makes it super convenient. They don't really have to move because if you do need to tune the bed size by, you know, millimeters, you can just do it in software. Or you can bend this little lip guy. So here's the carriage end after it's been through some stuff. One of the components listed on the bottom is the threaded inserts, and they go here. On the new one, it's inset a little bit in to accept one of these, a proper blower fan. I got really tired of dealing with PLA prints that kept melting on me because I don't have a proper fan. Now we have a proper fan. This will also work with a single extruder setup. I need to make it slightly smaller because this is way too tall, because this is for the this is configured for the, what are they called? Volcanoes. All right. That's the wrong one. That's the one. The little printed holes on here indicate which side the end stop goes on. pretty much ready to go. Here's the 2-piece Chimera holder. Held in with M16mm screws. Or M3 16mm screws. Nothing but professionalism on this video. I should really like hook it up and clean it, but it's fine. It prints. That's all I really care about. It has been unusually cold here in Campbell. I guess it is still winter, I think, technically, so I shouldn't be complaining. All right, cool. I really like the fact that you no longer have to attach the fan assembly to this. I mean, I liked it kind of as a combined assembly, but it's not great. All right, should really re-grease these bearings, but I think they'll be okay. They were not giving me any problems. And as with most things, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. All right, that's the side we're homing to, so this guy goes here. This is easier to do when you're actually building the printer for the first time, but it is serviceable, which is nice. After you do this like 20-30 times, you realize, oh, the design you made doesn't really work for servicing the printer, and then you redesign it because you value your own sanity. Keep those belts in there. Slide these bad boys back in. You kind of want them in the middle, but it's not really critical. Spin them enough, they'll realign themselves properly. Okay. Let's tighten this back up. Another design idea that I had was, why not put just 2 regular LMU bearings on here? And I did, and the two ends, the 2 sides of the XY joint, which is this piece right here, were basically just retainers for LMU screws. And the problem is that as you tighten these down, the piece will rock back and forth and misalign the bearing. So you put it on and it's fine, and you move this around and it's buttery smooth. And when you start tightening this down, quarter turn on the top screw would basically just make it grind like crazy. And I didn't really want people to have to deal with that. So I respect it to have the double height LMUs on the XY joint. And I think we have a better printer because of it. All right. .45mm screws. Slide in. The reason I'm wearing gloves is because all of this is covered in silicone grease, and that stuff stinks, and I don't like having it on my hands. Alright. Sort of mark the belts where the tension is proper. But I think my first layer wasn't up to snuff, so I need to clean these out a bit for the belts to slide into them properly. One moment. Enter the file. Again, much easier to do off the printer. Tune the extrusion width, folks. Makes it easier. What I'm actually going to do before I post the parts is enlarge these freaking holes, because they don't really need to be all that tight anymore. The belts are held in via the pressure of the two M3 screws, which means if they just slide in there and don't give you too much trouble, that would be more desirable. Hilariously, the M3 holes on here are perfect. But these guys decided not to come out right. This part is less tight than this part. Actually, no, it's not. Whew. I thought my printer was having a moment. All right. Should be much easier to get the belts in there now. Yes, much easier. And looking for somewhere in the neighborhood of here. All these are gonna get retightened either. Let's take these off the pulleys, because the way we tighten it is unorthodox. Kids call this a vlog now. Should I put this on Tumblr? I feel old. I mean, I know what all of that is. I just don't care. I probably lost a bunch of people just now. But yeah. Facebook's cool. Well, not really. I think as soon as my mom joined Facebook, it became not cool. Alright. Flush, flush, flush. Cool. Yuck. Slide that bad boy on here. This one goes there, this one goes there. Kind of fold them on each other in the direction they kind of sort of want to. Insert those. Do the same thing on the other side. All right. Oh yeah. That's awesome. Let's tighten this down and test the belt tightness. captured. Kind of tell when it's captured because you can't spin it anymore. You can still spin it. Nope, there we go. Can't spin it. Let's add a quarter of a turn to good measure for good measure. We are solid. All right. Let's bring those out. Where are we at on the belt length? Pretty much equal, except they're not actually seated fully. So make sure they're seated fully. You'll notice I'm still running the stacked mass disaster on this printer. The other printer is fine with the new components, but this is like my experimental machine. All right. That looks pretty good. All right, it's definitely tighter on this side. So let us loosen these. Let us loosen this, as we say in Russia. And I can say that because I'm actually Russian. So it's not xenophobic, right? Right. Pull this belt out just a little bit. That's good. I basically just loosened these screws and then just tugged on the belt, saw it come out about 1.5 inches, which is all I really needed for these pulleys to be even. And tighten this back up. That's too tight. There we go. If you over tighten these, it actually deforms the carriage ends and then starts doing funky things with the alignment of these LMUs. And you end up with a grinding noise. It's fairly obvious when it happens. All right. Slip that on. It's in. It's way not in. Now it's in. that on. I did disconnect the NEMOS before I did any of this, so don't worry. Right. Check the belt paths. Make sure these are exact enough. All right, let's retouch this mess. To do so, I need to clip the old harness off. Oh, so cute. All right. New hotness gets attached. So the zip tie that's holding this from unraveling basically just slips into this piece and acts as a guide. Okay. While I work on my third hand, we'll just use this trick. Ah, I need a new glove. Slip that on. Slip that on. Apply pressure with a good hand, Max. All right, perfect. Clean that up later. I gotta get a new glove. That's nice. Where's the Velcro? Inductive sensor grid detached. That would make problems. So when I do actually make kits, I'd like to put screw terminals on this and have all of this connected via screw terminals, because these connectors are a nightmare to deal with. You know what? I'm zip tying this because it is way too dangerous to have it disconnected. And since this is part of this whole assembly now, it doesn't really need to come out ever. That's good. All right, peace of mind. All right. Velcro back on. I'm sure this Velcro is fire resistant because you can't buy anything that's not fire resistant anymore. I hope. Cut off, clean the bed up a little bit. All right, let me flip the printer around. No, I don't need to. All right. Sensor is triggering. Going for broke here. Good. Good. Down you go. Moment of truth. Did I get the Z height right? I know it's way off, but that's actually fine. We drop the bed a bit. The Trinamic drivers are really nice, but they require a lot of cooling. Like a lot of cooling. I have the E3D fan actually controlled, and I know it's not recommended usually, but I really can't have it on all the time because that just drives me nuts. The LED strip is actually in line with the controller fan that's on the RAM's box. So whenever the controller fan is going, the LEDs are on. So when the print is done, 60 seconds after that, after the motor basically get disengaged, the lights come off and everything just kind of shuts down slowly. There's one, there's two. Ah. Insert the tube all the way in. It's going to have a little bit of a play in it. I have a specialized tool which I made, which is just tweezers with one of the ends bent. So I get inside there like this, twist, and then hold the little push fitting up as I push the tube back down. And it allows me to get any of the slack out. Slide it under the push fit, pull up, push the cable down, and then slide it out. There we go. Well, the printer's been loaded with filament, the bed's been cleaned, everything's been tuned. I'm going to put it back in its cubby and get it printing parts again. Next time you see me, I'm going to be building one of these from scratch. So probably next week. This week I'm going to focus on actually finishing the manual and finalizing the bill of materials and publishing all of that. Yeah, well, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys later.